Hello everyone. In the present session, I'll cover interface circuit. I/O interface consists of circuitry required to connect an I/O device to a computer bus. So basically, I/O interface is nothing but the interconnection between the I/O device to the computer bus. On one side of the interface, we have bus signals. On the other side, there will be a data path with its associated control to transfer data between the interface as well as I/O devices. So those interface is called as a port. So we are having two types of ports. The first one is the parallel port and the second one is serial port. So in the case of parallel port, the data can be transferred in the form of a number of bits together, that is 8 to 16 bits together simultaneously to or from the device. So in the case of serial port, which transmits as well as receives data one bit at a time. So in the case of parallel port, we can transmit the data in terms of groups, but in the case of serial port, which transmits as well as receives the data one bit at a given time. So communication with the bus is the same for both the formats. The communication with the bus is same, but only the difference with respect to the port is either we can transmit the data in group or else we can transmit single bit of informations at a given instant. The conversion from parallel to serial format or parallel to serial or serial to parallel, which takes place inside the interface circuits. So we can, depending upon the applications, we can convert parallel to serial or serial to parallel format, which takes place inside the interface circuit. So in parallel port, the connection between the device and the computer uses a multiple pin connector and a cable with many wires. So within the parallel port, it consisting of multiple pin connector as well as a cable with many wires. This arrangement is suitable for devices that are physically close to the computer system. So in the case of serial port, it is much more convenient and cost effective where longer cables are needed. So the parallel port is suitable in order to make the connections between the devices, and those devices are physically close to each other. But the serial port, which is more convenient and cost effective where the longer cables are needed. Functions of I/O interface. So which provides storage buffer for at least one word of data. It also contains status flags that can be accessed by the processor to determine whether the buffer is full or empty. So it also contains address decoding circuitry to determine when it is being addressed by the processor. So it also generates some set of timing signals which are required by the bus control scheme. So it also performs format conversion, that means parallel to serial or serial to parallel conversions. So next we'll take parallel port. So in the case of parallel port, we can observe that we are having the processor structure as well as encoding and debouncing circuit followed by the keyboard switches. So on the keyboard side of the interface, it consisting of encoder circuits which generates a code for the key whenever the key is pressed. So debouncing circuit which eliminates the effect of a key bounce, that means so it takes only one single key stroke at a given instant of time. The data lines contains the code for the key. So this data lines contains the corresponding ASCII code for the key, and the valid line changes from 0 to 1 whenever the key is pressed. So this valid line will be equal to 1. So this valid line will be equal to 1 whenever the key is pressed. So the valid line, if it is set to 1 means, so I can say that some 1 or 2 keys are pressed on the keyboard. So this causes the code to be loaded to the data in, and SIN will be set to 1. So whenever the signal valid is equal to 1 from the data, the data will be loaded into data in, followed by the flag bit SIN will be set to 1. So whenever SIN is set to 1, the processor will read the informations from the data in. So across the processor side, it consisting of master ready signal, and the slave ready signal will be invoked by the keyboard. And we are also having the control signals called as read bar write, and data as well as address as well as data signals from the processor as well as from the processor and the input interface respectively. So whenever the valid control signal, if it is 1, the data in, so the processor will check the value of data in only if the SIN bit will be set to 1. So after reading the informations from the data in, once again SIN will be set to 0 in order to read the next character. The output of the encoder consists of bits representing the encoded character and one signal called as valid, which indicates the key is pressed or not. So the information is sent to the interface circuits, and the interface circuits contains data register, that is data in, and the status flag that is called as SIN. So whenever the key is pressed and valid signal changes from 0 to 1, and SIN will be set to 1, so that the processor can read the content of data in. So now the interface circuit is connected to the asynchronous bus. Data transfers on the bus are controlled using the handshake signals. So here we can make use of two handshake signals called as master ready and slave ready signal. So next we'll take printer interface to the processor. So here we can observe that we are having the output device like a printer and output interface followed by the processor. The processor it will invoke master ready signal, and with respect to that master ready signal, the printer or IO device will assert a signal called as slave ready signal. The interface contains the data register, that is data out, and flag register, that is S out. So whenever S out is 1, when the printer is ready to accept the another character, and it's clear to 0 when the new character is loaded into the data out by the processor. So that means, so we are having the flag register S out will be set to 1 when the printer is ready to accept the another character, and clear to 0 when the new character is loaded into the data out. So whenever the new character is loaded into the data out, S out will be set to 0. When the printer is ready to accept the character, it asserts its idle signal. So that means it is ready to receive any character. So from the data out, the value or informations will be transferred into the printer, that is nothing but the output device. On the processor side of the interface, we have data lines, address lines, control lines, master ready signal, and slave ready signal. On the keyboard side, we are having the encoder circuit, debouncing circuit, as well as data lines. And also we are having valid line changes from 0 to 1. When the key is pressed, this causes the code to be loaded into data in, and SIN will be set to 1. So the diagram shows general 8-bit parallel processing unit. It consisting of the registers, buffer registers like data in, data out, as well as data direction register, as well as the data lines from D0 to D7, register select block, and status and control blocks. To the register select blocks, it consisting of some informations like address, my address, RS0 to RS0, RS1 and RS2. Read bar write control signal, reads ready signal, accept signal, followed by an interrupt signal which is given to the status and control lines. So this data direction register, that is DDR, which specifies whether the data lines D0 to D7 will behave as input data lines or output data lines. So data lines P7, that is P7 through P0, can be used for either input or output purpose. For increased flexibility, some lines can be used as inputs and some lines can be used as output. So we are having the output register called as data out register, which is connected to the data lines via 3-state drivers that are controlled by DDR, data direction register. The processor can write any 8-bit pattern into DDR. So DDR is nothing but data direction register. So if DDR is equal to 1, then the data line acts as an output line. Otherwise, the data lines act as an input line. So I can say that whenever DDR is equal to 1, the data line acts as output lines, and otherwise the data lines will act as an input line. So we are having two control signals like C1 and C2 are used to control the interactions between interface circuits and I/O devices. So two lines C1 and C2 are also programmed. The line C2 is bidirectional to provide different modes of signaling, including handshake signals. The ready and accept lines are handshake control signals on the processor bus side. Hence, the ready and accept lines can be connected to master and slave ready signal. The input signal, my address, should be connected to the output of an address decoder. The address decoder recognizes the address assigned to the interface. So there are three register select lines, RS0 to RS2, RS0, RS1 and RS2. Three register select lines allows up to 8 registers in the interface. An interrupt request INTR is also provided. INTR should be connected to the interrupt request line on the computer bus.